Yahoo! My name is Elizabeth, but you can call me Liz, and in today's video, I will be talking about the donghua, based on the manhua, The Legend of Exorcism. So if you want to see that, keep on watching. But first, let's get it.
Do this shit until they murder me.
Donghua are like so much harder to do than animes. Like, just in general, trying to find that information is a little bit harder than it is for animes, because anime has become such a big hit now, like you can figure out who the voice actors are and everything. But for donghua, because it's slowly, like, you know, it's slowly revving its tracks right now, it's a little bit difficult to find the voice actors. So when I talk about the characters, I can only talk about the characters and not the voice actors. But when I edit, I will try my best to find who the voice actors are, but I make no guarantees because, like, I don't know if maybe the information is in Chinese or somewhere, but yeah, sorry about that. I did try my best. But it's so much harder. Like, I don't understand. Either way, I said today we would be talking about the donghua, The Legend of Exorcism. So let's get started. But first, spoilers alert! I tried my best to look like Chu Jung-si, but I don't have any purple or any color. And like, I love Chu Jung-si of all the characters in Legend of Exorcism, but I don't have any purple, so you get this. I apologize. Either way, so the name Legend of Exorcism, or The Legend Exorcism, something like that. So in the Chinese Mandarin name, it's called Tianbao Fuyaolu. Tianbao Fuyaolu. I'm so sorry, I don't speak Chinese. It aired between July 2020 until September 2020. It has 13 episodes, each episode being about 20 minutes long. There is a season 2. I believe it was released already because I've been seeing clips here and there, but I'm excited for season 2 because season 1 you get left on a cliffhanger, which I was like, why? Which also makes me excited for season 2. So when season 2 comes out, I will make a video for that. Obviously, because it's a donghua and because it's big, obviously it's gonna be a historical, it's gonna be action, it's gonna be fantasy, it's gonna be in Chang'an during the Chinese period of Chang'an. And that city was a thing. I believe it's the Tang Dynasty, maybe? But yeah, so it's gonna be all that supernatural, historical, like they have that mana, they have that power, like if you don't have that, you're common. Yeah, that type of it. So, let's get into the characters. Okay, so just like in any other donghua and or anime, there's a lot of characters, side characters, blah blah blah. Characters that like we kind of like see in some episodes, but like they're not the main characters. So, like I said, there's so many characters, but we're just gonna be talking about who is in the exorcism department, basically. So first is our lovable main character, Hong Jun. So Hong Jun is a 16-year-old half Yao, like half demon, half human kid. He was basically adopted by Chongmin, which is like, of the 3 rulers, Chongmin is like number 1. So he was adopted by him. He was raised up in the heavens, up where the Yao demon people live. So he was raised there for 16 years. He's been trying to cure his father, but apparently it's incurable. I don't know. On the, I believe, first or second episode, we see that Hong Jun basically gets this secret letter that says like, hey, the human world in Chang'an, there's a bunch of demons, there's a bunch of Yao that, you know, like we need help. So he is sent down to Earth, to the world of the living, to the world of the people, with 3 missions. One being figuring out who murdered his father. 2, to basically stop Black Zhao Yao King. And 3rd, to find the Chen family to give them the heart lamp. Now the heart lamp becomes important later on. Then we have Jin Long. Oh, I feel so wrong not saying who the voice actor. Okay, Jin Long, he is a former general of the Longwu Military Academy, but due to some circumstances with Hong Jun, he becomes promoted, demoted, however you see it. He sees it as a demotion, but like everyone else sees it as a demotion, the promotion. But he basically becomes the leader, the Changshi of the Great Tang Exorcist, or the Changshi of the Exorcist Department. And he's basically the only human, I believe, of all the people in the exorcism department. Then we have Moringen. He was also sent, like Hong Jun, he was also sent this mysterious letter that said like, hey, come to Chang'an, there are demons, there are Yao that need defeating. And he is the first incarnation of the Grey Wolf, and his purpose, other than to defeat and find Yao, is to find the incarnation of the White Deer, which I believe becomes prevalent in season 2. Then we have Atai, whose name I'm not even gonna pronounce, but he also, like Moringen, he gets a letter that says like, hey, there's demons in Chang'an, you should come help us. And he is said to be a noble from Tocharian, which is another kingdom far away. And then we have the lovable and my favorite, Chu Jong-shi. He is a scholar from Jihu who also got this letter that said like, come help us in Chang'an. I believe of all of them, it said that Chu Jong-shi is basically the most cowardly, but like when the going gets tough, when he sees that the rest of the exorcist department people, like, they need his help, he helps them, but he's a bit more of a cowardly person at first. We start off with seeing Ko Hong Jun's father being murdered, defeated by someone else. And we see him and his wife, and they fall to their death. And we see like small baby Ko Hong Jun, and you know, he's like crying, he's like wondering what his dad is. And then we flip forward, and then we come to a time where Ko Hong Jun is 16 years old. He travels with this little pet fish, and he basically is like a little mischievous. Like he's trying this new little potion to see if it can cure his father. It does not cure his father, Chongmin. It gives him the sneezes and he burns down his palace. And then we see in the world of the living that this random person, we don't see who it is, it's like a black covered, like we don't see anything. This random person puts this letter down into the water, and somehow it travels all the way up to the realm where Ko Hong Jun and his father and uncle live. Now, understandably, his father is like, I'm not sending Ko Hong Jun down there. He's 16 years old. He's naive. Like his father died. Like he was one of the 3. Like with us too. He like no. Like understandably, he says no. But the uncle, the other one, he's like, hey, like Ko Hong Jun deserves this. He's like, you know, 16. He deserves to know the truth. And he basically goes and tells him like, I rescued you when you were just a little baby. I brought you here to this world of the Yao, of the demons, and you've been raised here. And then after like some going back and forth, his father Chongmin finally says like, okay, you can go down to the world but you have 3 missions. 1, find out who defeated his father, who killed him, who betrayed him. 2, stop, prevent, defeat whatever this unknown like black Zhao Yao King, like defeat him. Do not let him run rampage in Chang'an. And 3rd, find the Chen family and give them the heart lamp. Now this boy is 16. He and his fish go down to Chang'an. Like this is his first time in the human world. Like he's excited. He's seeing people. Like he's giving out cash, like little balls, which I believe is like money, cash out to anyone. Like I was like, no, Ko Hong Jun, no. Why are you doing? Either way, he senses this like fish hybrid dragon type of demon, and he basically hunts him down. He loses one of his magic knives, and in the process he meets Li Jin Long, but Li Jin Long, seeing that this man is half a demon or other guards were chasing him, he decides to go for it. And instead of, you know, stabbing Hong Jun, he stabs the heart lamp. So now the heart lamp goes into Jin Long. Obviously, Hong Jun is freaking out because that's what was one of his 3 like tasks he failed. And then he finds out that his name is Lee and not Chen, and somehow the heart lamp is inside of him. So then he tries to take it out, but in the process of it, they all end up in this beauty house. And Jin Long is found out his little badge is left there. He is found out to be in the beauty house, and then because of that he is demoted because he's a general. What are you doing in the demon house? Like, there were demons running rampage and yet you decided to go to this beauty house. So obviously he gets demoted. Hong Jun arrives basically into the exorcism department. Literally gets thrown in there. And he meets the other 3. Moringen, Atai, and Chu Jongsi. And they all basically reveal that they have the same letter. But the problem is that the exorcist department, this like department, like it's been removed since a long ago. But because Jin Long has been demoted, promoted, however you see it, he now becomes the Changshi of the exorcist department. So it's really hilarious how they all 4 of them like me, because like they basically bonk Jin Long thinking he's like a intruder, but then they found out it's his boss. Jin Long is their boss. Hilarious. This little scene, I love it. And then like, because understandably like Jin Long is one who has been trying his hardest, but he doesn't really see results. Many people like mock him. Many people, like especially after he became the Changshi of the exorcist department, many people are like, oh hee hee, like he's a good for nothing, like why are we wasting our resources on this and stuff like that. And their first mission is to go find a cat. Obviously Jin Long is like, what? Like, we're exorcists, like we're supposed to be fighting demon, not cats. They find the cat eventually, and like you kind of see like Jin Long and Hong Jun kind of becoming a bit more together, you know, like he becomes a bit more worried. And by finding a cat, they slowly start to unravel the mysteries that are in Chang'an, because they slowly start to find more and more cases. They slowly start to find more and more Yao, until finally they figure out that someone with the king is actually the one who is basically planning to take over like Chang'an and basically have all the, what was it, wolf? No, all the fox Yao basically take over and run Chang'an. And we see how the heart lamp actually is inside Jin Long's heart, and it makes him like, when he activates it by accident, it makes him like really like on par with the rest of them. So I thought it was really cool. Obviously I'm not gonna spoil everything because I really do want you to see it, because I feel like it's a very, you start with something and then like it goes from 0 to 100 so quickly that it's like, what happened? Like, I understand here and I understand here, but how did we get here? And it's like really cool because like you can kind of see how the Fox Yao has basically been planning this like takeover for over Chang'an for like a whole year. They've installed like body doppelgangers. There we go. Body doppelgangers, instead of like being real like scholars from like all around the world. It's actually Fox Yao that are like disguising as scholars. They figure that out, that it's like Fox says they're not actual scholars, and they figure out that it's actually someone close to the king that has been planning this over and over. And as they start unraveling the mysteries, the Fox people, the Fox Queen, the Fox like lady, the Nine-Tailed Fox, basically finds out who Hong Jun is, because she, remember how I told you there was like a little demon, like snake, crocodile, whatever thing, and he got one of Hong Jun's magical knives stuck in it, and magical swords. They basically find out like, hey, Hong Jun isn't like who he says he is, like just, but yeah. It's kind of really also cool how we see Jin Long being like, oh, I hate this exorcism department, like it's such a demotion, like why was I, like I've done A, B, C, and D. And he goes from being like that to being like worried about his teammates, but especially about Hong Jun. and you can really see his emotions like about Hong Jun, even if it's not like romantic or it's platonic, because like Hong Jun is being tortured in front of Mo Ringen, Jin Long, and Chu Jung-shi. So obviously, like, they're gonna like be like, what the fuck? My final thoughts, I guess. Like, honestly, watching like the ending, it ended by the fox queen, the nine-tailed fox, just being on the roof, being like looking all menacing on top of all of them ready to go fight. Like, ugh. And then it said, boom, see you next season. Like, what the heck, man? I need to know if, like, they obviously they defeat her, because like we have a season 2 and it deals, I believe, more with Moringen finding the white deer. But still, like, oh. Also, I feel like my favorite is still Chu Jung-shi and his powers, because he has this like calligraphy pen, and like I said, he's very much a coward in the beginning, but when his teammates need him, it's like the world around him turns black and white, and then he's in color, and his little pen, whatever he draws, whatever there's drawings out there, he brings them to life. So I thought that was a really cool, like, ooh, I don't know, watch it. It's really cool. I'm excited for season 2, but I think season 2 is going to focus more on Moringen and the incarnation of the white deer. But I think that's so going to be cool to see, because I've seen the little clips in there. It's like very emotional, and yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to spoil too much for this one because I wanted you to see it, but yeah. Question: have you ever seen The Legend of Exorcism? Would you ever see The Legend of Exorcism? If you have seen it, what do you think of it? Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at @e_GomezLiz. Yeah, bye. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.